Before I leave the stage, I wanted to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Frank Islam. Frank Islam is a famous entrepreneur and investor from this area. He's one of the richest Indian-born citizens in this area, but that's not his best credit. He is an embodiment of social and civic responsibility. Mr. Islam serves as a member of the International Advisory Council of the EU's Institute of Peace. He also serves as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Kennedy Center of the Performing Arts. He is a great example of how someone raised in India can become so influential in American society. Please welcome Frank Islam.
Thank you very, very much. Good evening. Before I start my speech, I'd like to recognize my wife, Debbie. Please stand up. I know it's very cold outside, but it is warm and welcoming here in this audience. So, distinguished guests, friends, and ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Manoj, for your kind introduction. I want to express my warm appreciation for your generous welcome. It is great to be here this evening. It is great to be here because I'm honored and humbled, and I'm proud to be standing here and looking at you today. I never felt so blessed. So thank you, Manoj, for inviting me to talk with you during this holiday season, this season of peace and joy for Christians, this season of love and understanding for Hindus and Muslims, this special season of communion for those of all religions. I'm especially pleased to be here with you today because many of us share two common bonds: our birthland of India and our adopted homeland, the United States. More importantly, we share the bond of religious equanimity. Even though I was not born what I call sweet Kerala, that is a special spot in India known for the history of exporting spices and religiously diverse communal perspective to India and the world. I grew up as a Muslim in Aligarh and attended Aligarh University. The university was founded by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan as a Muslim Anglo-Oriental college in 1875. At the opening of the Aligarh, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan said, "The graduates from this university shall go forth throughout the length and the breadth of the land to preach the gospel of free inquiry, of large-hearted toleration, and a pure morality." They did, as have those of you from Kerala. We are fortunate to have come to and live in this great nation that was established with religious freedom as one of its founding principles, and where the words of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan can be pursued without interference. Unfortunately, there are some today in the United States who try to make this country more secularism, more sectarian, and less accepting, less inclusive, and less open. The same holds true in Kerala, in places around the globe. If those forces succeed, the world as we know it collapses. So please join me in this journey so that we can together break the barrier and the boundary of bias and the bigotry. The lot that unite us, the little that divide us. That is why in this holiday season, and into the future, it is imperative for those of us for all religion to unite. Our bond is stronger than the differences that too often drive us apart. People should be treated according to their talents, not according to their background and belief. So I was here to speak today about religious tolerance and extend a Christmas message. And so I will. But I prefer to use the term religious equanimity as opposed to religious tolerance because it implies a fundamental acceptance of the equality of other religion regardless of one's personal preference. In this regard, I'm reminded of the words of President John F. Kennedy, who, in speaking before the Protestant Council of New York City in November of 1963, just weeks before his assassination, said, and I quote, "The family of man is not limited to a single race or religion, to a single city or country. The family of man is nearly 3 billion strong. Most of the members are not white, and most of them are not Christians." End of quotation. President Kennedy went on to say, "The members of this family should be at peace with one another." So we gather here to celebrate the specialness which is Kerala. I ask each of us and all of you to remember President Kennedy's admonition. Let us remember it not by looking to the heavens, onto the gods whom we worship, but by looking at the earth and people and the family that we are. As that family, let us think and dedicate ourselves to the commons, a common communion, a common cause, and a common crusade. I know the words communion, cause, and crusade have a strong religious overtone, but I use those words here in economical sense rather than a religious one. So let us make a common communion by speaking together about how to forge stronger bonds among those of all religious persuasions, even those with none. Let us establish a common cause by developing a plan of what can be done to strengthen those bonds that bind us together as one family. Let us join the common crusade to work here in the United States, in Kerala, in India, and around the world to implement that plan and form a universal family. Let us start here today. By collaborating on those commons, we can create a shared common ground for humankind, one that is sorely needed in this trying, tough, turbulent, and divisive time. I think it is appropriate that all of us, during this holiday season, a time for reflection and devotion, and a special time for generosity and kindness. In this season of Christmas, I ask each and every one of you to join me by sharing and by giving back. This is our chance not only to be grateful for all the blessings that we have been allotted, but an opportunity to give to those less fortunate. Christmas also reminds us, and I've always been guided by the old saying, to whom much is given, much is expected. In closing, in the spirit of the Christmas season, let me leave you with the following thoughts adopted from the song, A Christmas Carol, and a special wish for Kerala and those of you from there. Dear God, some children see you lily white, some children see you bronzed and brown, some children see you almond-eyed, some children see you dark as day, some children do not see you, but they are with you. Please care for our children who left us too soon. Give them the gifts of eternal joy and light. Please care for our children who are still here. Give them the gifts of peace and love. Please care for all of us, young and old alike. Give us the gifts of wisdom and will. Yes, give all of us the gifts of wisdom and will. The will to live together in peace and the wisdom to bring the sweetness that has been and is Kerala to the world for now and forever. I will close my remark by the following thought. All of us will do well to remember that no religion, no race, no creed, no caste, no country, no civilization has a monopoly on wisdom. It should also well do to remember that anything and everything is possible when we work together, when we learn from one another, when we listen to each other, when we set aside our differences to work for shared goals with shared responsibility, with shared sacrifices, and shared struggle. So thank you for your time, and thank you for listening to me. I wish for you and your families nothing but sweetness and success, and Happy New Year, and God bless you.